Warming up with back kicks. So 10 each leg. You're going to start rounded, arms in line, so wrists under shoulders, elbows under knees, extend back, create that arch. Don't go any higher than your leg stays straight. So up, curl, and then your arch comes down. So when your leg goes down, you arch, and when your tummy goes down, you kick up. And if your leg starts to bend, extend and come a little lower. So 10. So really work on that quad extension. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can add your head to it. So when you're rounding on your tabletop, forcefully push the ground with this leg here and extend the leg strong, arch, wrap your arms, external rotation, head is down towards belly button, then extend up, pull your lower abs in, pull your shoulders down, push down with this foot as you extend this leg and activate the quads. Six, 7, remember if the knee starts to bend, go a little lower. You really want to work on that quad extension. So 10 each side. So this next one, there's a couple of variations to it. Firstly, you're going to start with leg lifts. Your legs are as wide as the mat, and you're turning your legs so your ankles are going into the mat here. You're going to straighten the legs, you're going to activate the quads, and you're going to tuck the pelvis down. Your arms come here, and from here you're going to do 10 leg lifts. So keep that pelvis tucked, lift, and down. Use your quads and your side glutes, and down, legs straight. 3. 4. Really push that pelvis into the ground. 5, you may need something underneath it because it's quite uncomfortable. So really activate the side glutes here. 6, 7, 8, keep going, 9, really hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So knees are ideally coming off the ground. Now we're going to take it to level 2. So tuck that hip down, pull the pelvis bone up. So almost your belly button is coming off the ground. Lift the legs, lift the arms, pull back into chicken wings, lift the legs a little higher, lift the head and the arms towards it, extend back out, tuck the pelvis and down. Ideally, feet and head and elbows are pulling shoulder blades in, going towards each other. 2, reset the pelvis each time, activate the quads each time. Have those ankles going towards the ground to activate the underbutt each time and the shoulder blades. 3, 4, really pull the head back, pull the elbows back, activate the shoulder blades. 6, I think it's 5, sorry. Pelvis tuck again, keep resetting all these things. 6. Ideally you want to hold maybe for 3 seconds at the top. 'Squeeze a little higher before you go down. 7. Squeeze a little higher. 8. Woo, feeling that. 9, last one. We're going to hold for 10 seconds here at the top. Keep lifting those legs higher. Keep lifting the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. 5, straight legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a moment to reset. Okay, so we're going to do Cobras 10. So this is how you want to activate your Cobras to get your thoracic, your shoulders working, to make sure that you don't have a sore lower butt as you do it. So you're going to curl your head up, then you're going to puff your chest by squeezing your shoulder blades. When you start to feel your lower back, you're going to squeeze those glutes to do the last part of the movement. Then to come down, you're going to pull your arms forward to puff your chest forward and squeeze your shoulder blades, still keeping your abs in, and then curling the chest down and head. We're going to do 10. So legs again, same width as the mat. This is helping with the underbutt activation and the side glute medius. Tuck the pelvis, straight legs, quad activation. Hands are at the small of your waist. Your little fingers are off the mat, elbows are squeezed in. Head comes down here. You're going to curl your head up, fingers facing forward. Now you're going to pull through your hands pulling back, and you're going to squeeze your shoulders, puff your chest, puff your chest. About here you might feel your back. Squeeze your glutes, keep your feet on the ground. Squeeze your quads here. Wrap your shoulders down your back. Head is back. A little higher, a little more squeeze. Then push your boobs forward and out. Pull your hands back and slowly come down. Two. Head comes up, elbow squeeze in, puff your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, start to activate your glutes and your quads. Pull yourself up, squeeze your shoulder blades, puff your chest. Head goes back, squeeze those glutes, poke those breasts out, chest out, squeeze the elbows, pelvic bone into the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades coming down. Very active. Should be getting a little deeper each time. It's about 4. Remember to use those glutes when your back starts to engage and you feel pressure in your lower back. Really puff out the thoracic chest area. Curl your head first. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Squeeze those quads longer, glutes. Should be really feeling this. It's not easy. So here is an example. So I'm going up like this, and now I'm going to pop my chest forward. There. Squeeze my glutes here, legs long, legs active here, unactive, active. Let's do 3 more. Now pull your chest forward and down. 2 more. If you're getting too tired to activate, rest. We don't want to miss a single bit of activation. Pulling forward, Shoulder blades down and back. Start to squeeze your glutes. Long legs with your quads active. Puff your chest. Squeeze your shoulders. Activate your glutes. Long legs. Pull your chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Squeeze your glutes. And rest. Woo! Feeling the fire. Alright. So, I'm going to do some shoulder elevations. You can use probably about a 5 kilo, 3 kilo weight, or a yoga block if you don't have one. So you're going to work the lats to really extend. You need to face something to look to see both lats are activating. Hands come up overhead. And from here, you're going to keep your ribs in. You're going to push up and push up. Again, hands by the ears. Push up higher. You should be able to push up more. And release. This should be really uncomfortable and fiery. So ribs are not coming out, bottom is not coming out, but chest is still open. Push up, but you can push up again. Wrap those shoulders, elbows in, and down. 2. So what you're looking for is both lats are operating and extending the same. 3. And you've really got to push yourself. So you push once, you push twice, you push 3 times, push up. You can go again. You can go again. You can go again. This is going to help with handstands. 4. Oops. Up, 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 ribs in. 5. You can keep your feet together, hip width. Up, up. Push in. 6. Ribs in, the chest is still open, arms by the ears, up, up again, up again, up again, up again, up again, up again, up again. 6, maybe. Let's do 4 more. Up, up. Push, push, push. This is going to help with your bridges a lot. 7. Up, 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 up. 8. 2 more. Should be shaking by now. Lifting up, lifting up. A little bit more, ribs in. 9. I'm really counting poorly, I apologize. And last one anyway. Up, up, up. 10. And release. Whew. Just gonna go grab some water. A few things, my computer has run out of memory. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some water. Okay, so the next movement we have is we're going to do a stretch utilizing the sofa. It needs to be about mid-thigh height. Okay, so you need to make sure that your arms have external rotation and your shoulders aren't popping out, so they're not rotating around, they're really wrapping in as you do this. So this is a little bit lower than mid-thigh height. It's the best I've got at the moment. Your hands are going to come on, and they're going to touch here, like this. If you are struggling to keep your arms, then you can place a band at your wrists. Have your hands here and push out into it. You're going to come down, so your hips are over your knees here, so just make sure you have that width. You're going to bring your ribs and lower abs in, and you're just going to open here for a moment. Really shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, wrap in, because the shoulder blades create part of the rotation and the scapular joint creates the other part of the rotation, creating the 180 degree rotation. So 60 degrees comes from the shoulder girdle area and 120 comes from the scapular area. From here, make sure your glutes are active, and you're just going to push your upper chest down. Head comes up, upper chest down, pushing down and forward. Nothing in the lower back, so the abs are staying strong here. Pushing forward. As you lift your head is going to help you to open up into the upper back. See how I'm going down with the head pushing back? Arms are still straight. Breathing deeply here, but I'm not dropping down. I'm still keeping the core active. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Head up. Pushing back. Really activating upper back. And release. So around 30 seconds to a minute with that one. So now we're going to do a lunge lean back. This is a fantastic one. It's so effective in getting into, I'm just going to keep you here because I believe I have the sofa for one more thing. So you're going to come into your lunge here. Now your foot is down. If you need something underneath your knee, please do if it's uncomfortable. You're going to place your foot at the front uncomfortably forward. Now we want to not rotate out and not push this hip out. We want to scissor back together and go forward, okay? So it really needs to be uncomfortably forward. We want a slight arch, but as you go to the depth first, you go to your depth, and then you tuck your pelvis here. And then you actively push down by activating your glute, so you can place your hand under butt, and actively pulling your hip, your pelvis up, ribs are in. From here, you want to lean back slightly, but no arch. It's lean back through the core. Once you've got your lean back and you've pushed down, you're going to bring a hamstring curl into it, but you're not going to raise up. Then you're going to bring it down, and then you're going to go a little deeper. Inhale your arms up, and go back. Coming up forward. So again, squeezing here, pulling your pelvis in, pushing your back foot down, squeezing your glute, hand under the glute, not poking your hip out to the side here, squaring your hips down. Keep that height, belly in as you curl. Whoops, a little bit more control than that. Push down a little bit more with the lean back here, and then curl your upper back. Let's do one more. So, pushing down, keeping your hips square. I'm really strong in the hip flexors here. If you don't square your hips out, you will miss the hip flexor. Really active in the glute. Pelvis pulls up. Slight lean back here with no curve. Keep that depth down. Curl, hamstring curl. Bring it down slowly. Push down a little bit more. Arms come up and slowly curl back. And use your core and pull yourself up. So you should feel, whew, for me I feel it, a great hip flexor stretch. If when you're doing this, your hip starts to go this way, you're going to miss the hip flexors and it's only going to come inner thigh, and we would prefer you to get your hip flexor. So when you're doing that, if you're starting to do this, you you need to bring your leg around and go back in, so not scissor your leg back in so you get the hip flexor. Then you pull your hip up and you do your slight lean back, no arch, making sure you have your hip flexor. Pull the curl up, keeping no lift here, and then from that slight lean, you open your upper chest like we did in the Cobra, okay? So let's do the other side. You would probably want to do 5 to 10. I'm just going to do 3 now. So set yourself up, remember, make your foot super, super uncomfortable forward. So don't poke that hip out, square your hips here, and drive yourself to the ground with your glute activation here. Pelvis pulls up, have a slight lean back here, keep no lower back, lean back just through your core, curl up using your hamstring and your glute, and then from there push down again, hands come up, and curl. And if you wobble like this, use the wall, okay? And slowly pull up through your lower ab and core here. So again, you could use blocks here if you need. Hand on the underbutt, squeeze your glute, push down, do your curl, making sure you have that slight lean back, and then from there, hands come up, open up your chest, keep pushing down towards the ground. Now if you're struggling with balance, hands can come here, squeeze your shoulder blades, or onto blocks here, coming up. Let's do one more, squeeze your glute, feel your underbutt activate, push your hips down, square your hips, make sure this hip isn't coming out, slight lean back, pelvis pulled up, curl with the hamstring here, pushing down a little deeper without lifting. When you curled, hands come up, and curl your lower back. And use your core to come up. You. So remember, add at least 5 in each side to 10 would be ideal. Take your time, there should be no rushing really. Activation is the key here. This is a standing exercise. Just want to make sure I have all the cues for you. So this helps you with your hip flexors. If you don't have enough balance here, then don't use the block. So the idea is you need to have a straight bottom leg, so quad activation is super important here. And then you're going to bring your leg up into your hip. So I'll go this leg so you can see. You want to do about a minute hold. So I'm using the block, and if it needs even more instability, you can use 2 blocks. But you want to straighten that bottom leg, bring the knee into the chest and pop your hips forward here. And you're holding here, pulling your knee into your chest, popping your hips further forward, straightening the bottom leg as you do it, and finding that balance. Okay, so you're probably wondering what this helps. Well, this helps you in standing back bends. This helps you in bridge. This helps you with the glute activation. This helps you with the leg line. Okay, all of these things and endurance is so important. Keep pushing that hip forward. Keep straightening that bottom leg. Keep leaning back. And you want to hold that for a minute. So on the other side, if I show you from the side point of view, quickly, you don't want to use anything to balance here. So leg is straight, pull the knee up into the chest, lift up and lean back here. Okay, find some point on the mat or on the floor, on the wall, and really leaning back here. Straighten the leg, pull the knee in the chest, push the hip forward, breathing deeply, and just balancing and really working up towards that minute, activating the quads, activating the underbutt, feeling the hip flexor, and keep on activating the whole way through for 1 minute. This is going to be instrumental into the change, okay? So now we're just going to quickly do a chin lift. So sometimes when you are doing a lot of back bends, your neck extensors aren't strong enough and you can get blackouts and all sorts of things, and they don't carry you well. So one of the ways to assist your neck extensors is a lovely double chin exercise. So placing this block here, okay, and you should be able to touch it like this, okay? So from here, you're going to make a double chin, really attractive, relax the shoulders and chest, and then lift it off, like just so you can slide a piece of paper underneath, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep the double chin, so it's not this, it's this, and very little movement. 5, 4, relax the shoulders, 3, 2, 1. So this is really going to help you to help develop those neck extensors. So important in handstands, in back bends, in all sorts of movement. And also could be very instrumental if your neck keeps letting go and is not strong enough in drop backs and things like that. Could be one of the reasons why you're experiencing blackout. So this exercise, I would suggest you to have someone hold your ankles. You can have it in the width of your mat and external rotation, turn them out, okay? Ankles towards the ground. This one is super, super intense and super hard, but instrumental in getting you a strong core. It's not so easy for me to demonstrate without someone. So I'm going to pull my pelvis off the ground, pull my tummy off the ground, hands come back, and I'm going to lift. No arch, so nothing like this, okay? So we're going to lift and hold for 5 to 10 seconds. Holding here, really extending. Glutes need to be on, hamstrings need to be on, quads need to be on, core needs to be on. Hands come back, and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, really long, 2, 1. Now, there is an extended version. This is something that I'm working on, and it still needs work in progress. Ideally, I would want to stay at this level for myself, but just in case you want to play with it. Again, the same starting point. So those ankles and legs, the feet are pointing out, width of your mat. Someone could be holding your calves, ankles. Legs are switched on. Hamstrings are switched on. Glutes are switched on. Pelvis is tucked. Lower abs are off the ground. From here, your hands come forward. You hold your elbows. And from here, you lift up. And then you extend your arms up, but you've got to really grab the core. And release. So this is a great way to really develop that lower core that you need for back bends. So now we're going to go into standing back bends. Okay, so the standing back bends has a sequence. Doing hip flexor work beforehand will also make this a little bit more productive and a little bit less irritating on your hips. So, this is the last exercise before you would either go into your own practice or you would cool down with some ab work. So it's always important to do ab work after you've done the flexibility work. So the conditioning and flexibility. So afterwards I will do a bridge pose. And then if you want to play any more, you can do something. Otherwise, you would go to the cool down and doing some ab exercises. So hands come on your belly button, shoulder blades squeeze back. Your feet are as wide as the mat, slightly turned down. You want to drop your chest forward, puff your chest, squeeze your elbows, come down to this pike position with chest lifting up. From here, you're going to lift up, 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 and as you lift up, you're going to push your hips forward, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your glutes, and curl back. Keep curling on back, pushing your hips forward. Straight legs, very, very important. Straight legs. Breathing deeply here, holding. Really straight legs here. Really squeezing your head towards your bottom, squeezing your elbows in, puffing your chest. And then to reverse the movement to come up. So bottom comes back, coming into your pike, and coming up. So let's do one more. Hands on your belly button. Squeeze your glutes, straighten your legs. Open your chest, shoulders down, pull your pelvis in. Squeeze your shoulder blades, head comes back, lean into the pike. A really weird but beautiful position. And then lifting up and over, curling up and over, and then your hips come forward. Hips come forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Push your hips forward, 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 forward. Straight legs. Curl your head back, curl your shoulders. Push through your heels, activate your glutes. Push through your heels, push your hips a little bit more. Straight knees, and then bring your bottom back. And head up. Beautiful. So, then from there, you can go into a bridge. So I'm going to drop into my bridge, but you can go onto the floor, and I'll just talk about the position and then quickly show you a few cool downs. If you're feeling your lower back at all, a great thing to do would be go and do a few core exercises and then come back to your back bends, and that should reset your spine. If your glutes are not active enough, that will be one of the reasons why you're getting lower back pain, okay? So again, feet slightly turned out, mat width apart. I'm just going to quickly drop into my wheel and then I'll talk about it. So here, in my wheel, I'm going to push forward into my shoulders, and I'm going to push up through my legs. I'm going to push up through my arms, like that shrug with the block. The hands are a little bit narrower than shoulder width almost. Pushing up through the arms, head is in line with the hands. Pushing up through the legs, activating the glutes. Here. And breathing. And I want you to hold this for about a minute. So let's say we've done around 20 seconds. Then I'd want you to walk in with your hands a little bit, reset, and push up again. There should be no back pain. Activate the glutes, push up through the heels, breathe. Okay, and then once another 20 seconds has passed, if you have the ability, walk into your hands again, and push up again. Breathe. Push up through your heels, breathe. Activate your glutes. Try and straighten those legs. And then release out. And slowly release. So to cool down from all of that, what I want you to do is 2 exercises. I want you to do as many reps as you can, plus 5. The first exercise, you're going to bring your knee into your chest, like this, opposite arm or hand on the block, and pushing here. Other hand behind your head, curling up, leg comes straight, up and down, pushing into the block. Leg is straight, that quad extension, toe is pointed, and curling up. You'll do both sides here, keeping that knee in a little bit, and then arms overhead, keep your hands on the ground, thumbs joined. Legs long, you're going to curl up here, touch, you're going to compress, straight legs all the way down. As many as you can, looking towards 20 plus 5, and curling down. Keeping that compression when you're here. Super big compression as you come down. And this is going to really help your back bends. So try this out as you develop your back bends. I hope that this will help. If there's any questions, let me know.